So today what we're working on is this thing here. It's called a Smithco bunker rake. This thing is used in golf courses. That's why it's called the bunker rake. But in this case, the owner of this unit, he maintains baseball fields in our community. And this one, he's having a little trouble with. So the problem is the starter. So let me show you what's going on. So let's take this top off and I'll show you what we got underneath. Alright, so under the shroud here, we've got a Briggs and Stratton engine. There is the model number there. I'll put that in the description. But the starter is right up here. We've actually got the starter solenoid mounted to the starter through a strap, but that's the starter itself. And we'll turn the key one more time and see what happens. So I suspect, the starter gear. So we're going to pull that starter off, and I won't bother doing that on camera. But basically, what we're going to do is we're going to disconnect the battery, and we're going to disconnect the power cord that goes to the starter here. And this particular starter is held in place by a bolt right here. Let me see if I can, and another one on the other side, so it's not too difficult to get to. All right, here's a better view of the starter on this side. So here's where the power is connected to it, and then there is a bolt right there, and another one. Where's my finger? Down there. So we'll get the solenoid off and unbolt this thing and get it back to the shop. All right, there it is. And that would explain the problem. Well, that is the problem. And that's a metal gear. So let's see, there's a date on here, I thought. Yeah, look at that. 2005. So it lasted quite a while. Let's go fix this. All right, so I've got the starter mounted in a vise here with a charger here, jump starter, positive hooked up, and let's see what happens here. So it spins, but it doesn't come out the way it should, so I'm sure it needs lubrication, but we're gonna do more than just lubrication. We're gonna replace that gear. All right, so I stopped at my local small engine repair shop today and picked up what I needed to fix this starter. That's basically all of this, and that is right there, part number 496881. And what comes in the box is it says drive starter, the spring and the little ring clip and the parts like that. And we got the new gear, and this goes under the gear like so, and the plastic cap, and the last thing is the instructions. So let's get this taken apart and get it fixed. Alright, here is the diagram that came with the new starter parts. And on the back, this pretty much says what we're going to do. Removing the starter drive, grasp the end of the rubber dust cover and pull to remove, and push down on the upper spring retainer to expose the retaining ring. Use a small screwdriver to pry off retaining ring. Discard old starter derived components and then install the new stuff. So Let's do it. Wow, it's fighting me. Well, I know that if I could cut it all off. It's just the rubber. There we go. And then what we need to do is push this down to get access to the retaining ring. See, how can I do that? It doesn't want to go down on itself. Let me get something to pry on that. Alright, so what I've got is myself a deep well socket, a 1/2 inch. I'm going to push this over, just tap this down. There we go, nice and easy. Alright. Let's see about prying this up from here. There we go. There's that ring. We got a new one. Let's take this off. And all of this should lift right out. Looks like inside, this part that spins, it's on a threaded part. It's kind of stuck in place, but I know it's supposed to come out of there. There we go. So trick is to rotate it clockwise, and it comes out. That would be this thing. You just tell that the grease that lubricated this is just all caked and hard, and that's what the problem was in the first place. Alright, I don't think there's anything else in there that'll come out. But what we're going to do is kind of just get in here with some cleaner of some sort, maybe brake clean. Get all those little bits of rubber in there, and we'll get that all cleaned out. I just want to mention that I am using brake clean to clean this out, but as I'm doing it, I'm holding it upside down so that I don't get any liquid drip into the starter itself. So get a rag and wipe it out. Alright, because you can see how I got it all cleaned out now, and we can start reassembling everything. And we'll see what the directions say about that. The instructions say clean, then lubricate helix with a light coat of grease. Assemble clutch and pinion gear to the shaft. Alright, so we cleaned it. Now we're going to get some grease on there. Alright, so I got a little white lithium grease here, and we'll get a little on there. Don't use this stuff very often. Okay, I think we're good. Got it on all surfaces in there. All right. So go over the parts here. I'm going to put this in first. There, it came out by turning it clockwise, and it went in by turning it counterclockwise. And then this sits on top. And it says, assemble lower spring retainer with the open end up. Alright, well, I'll be in here. Here are the parts that are in that bag. Don't drop anything. So, a couple of retainers, the locking clip, and the spring. So the question is, which one of these is the lower? The lower ring is the metallic one with the groove in it, with the open end up. So this end is wider than this end, so let's do that. And then put the spring in. And then the black one, with the open end down. And then we'll push this down, and we'll snap this ring in place. So to do that, I don't have one of those fancy tools that they want way too much money for. So let's get another socket. Okay, so I got myself an 11mm socket that seems to be wide enough to push on the ring. Excuse me, narrow enough to push on the ring, but wide enough to get over that shaft. So let's see if we could do this without losing anything. A little bit more. Woo. Still more. Oh, felt something move. Oh, I'm bending the snot out of my ring. Not good. Okay, well, that's not going as planned. We're going to try just a 10mm. There we go. And we were able to get the ring in place. Now I've bent it a little bit so it's loose, but I'm going to pinch it with the pliers. Alright, so since I kind of bent my ring, I want to get my pliers on there and crimp it back into shape a little bit. There we go. Although I think it should be inside of this thing. Alright, so I made a mistake when I put this piece on. I'm supposed to put it with the open end up. Because when I had it this way and I put my clip on, it didn't it didn't cover the clip like it was supposed to, and I went back and read the instructions, which I should have done the first time, and it says to put this with the open end up. That way it encircles the clip when it's in place. So let's try that again. Okay, so let's pinch that. And tuck it in with the screwdriver. Yeah, I didn't think I bent my pin, my clip, retaining clip too much. So we'll have to keep pinching it some more. My goodness. There we go. I think we're good. Alright, we got the positive connected over here, and we got negative. We got Alright, that's enough of that nonsense. Looks like it works. Now we'll put the last piece on, which is the rubber cover. And let's go put it back in the machine. Okay, so we got starter back in place. We got the solenoid reconnected. We got the power cable reconnected. We got the battery reconnected. So let's turn the key, see what happens. All right, give it a little choke. All right, she's golden. All right, now we'll put the seat back on, and she's ready for work. Thanks for watching.